Hey guys, thanks for joining me and welcome to my channel. We're back in space today, so hey girl, hey. Hopefully you guys are doing well. We're gonna do four card pick a card today. My name is Varush, and you guys can check out my main channel, this pick a card channel, or my meditation channel for the most up-to-date content. If you guys are interested, then go to my app. It's only on Android for now, so go check out the latest videos there. I keep them really updated, and reviews are totally welcome. So what I'm going to do today is just kind of a freestyle timeless pick a card, and we're going to take a look at kind of which direction you need to take in order to find love. I really recommend doing a meditation that I posted on my meditation channel just a few days ago. It's only 10 minutes long. And before you do the pick a card, just go do that meditation, get your heart clear, and then come back and choose with a nice reset. So the link is in the description or at the end of the video. And go do that first and then come back and choose one of the options, okay? So that meditation really clears you out. It gets you really connected with some high vibration energy, and there's like a fairy. You turn into a fairy, and that's the visualization, and hopefully that gives you some kind of lift and good connection to positive vibes, because what we're looking at today, as I said, is trying to figure out exactly what you need to do in order to get more love in your life, how to improve your life in terms of love and your love relationships. And I have all these tarot oracle and Lenormand cards here. They're all available at my shop. In the description on Amazon, except my deck. My deck is not out yet, but I'll let you guys know when it's ready, okay? Yay! Okay, so now let's begin as usual. So if you've watched the meditation, great. If you didn't want to do the meditation, fine. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 options, and so we're going to start with number 1 first. Hi, so hi number ones. This is your number 1. We're going to start with the tarot cards, Lenormand, and then Oracle, okay? So your first message is, so we start off with the High Priestess. So I think that you really need to get in touch with kind of looking at things from a bigger perspective. The thing about the High Priestess is she's known to be, quote unquote, a bit cold. Like she's like, okay, don't mess with me, you know, I see the truth, I'll tell you the truth, but you have to kind of go along with, you know, my perspective. Who cares what you feel? Who cares what's going on? This is the truth in the situation. This is the truth in the circumstances that you're dealing with. So I think in some way this is saying that maybe you're getting caught up in your feelings, or maybe you like someone, or you have feelings for someone, and you're not seeing the bigger picture. So maybe that relationship is not working out, and you're not seeing the bigger picture that you still need to grow as an individual, or maybe you need to meet someone else. And the High Priestess always tells us, like, open your perspective. There's more for you in this, so stop feeling upset and holding yourself back. There's a bigger answer in it for you. Here is the next message. We have the Three of Cups. There's going to be a reunion, okay? So be open to people coming back into your life at this time. There's going to be a reunion. There's going to be an opportunity to find closure in a past situation, or someone from your life in the past is coming back. Here is the next message. We have the Three of Pentacles. 2 3s is a pretty magical number. And many of you are 33-6 like me. Hi. So 33-6 is a very, very special number in terms of numerology. 3 of Pentacles means that there's something that you need to still complete in terms of your career. Instead of in terms of your public life, you need to achieve a skill set or prove your skill set soon, or still. So before you move forward in your love circumstances, maybe you want to get married and you're wondering why that person hasn't come in. Well, maybe you have to complete something in terms of your career before that really takes off. So it looks like there's some closure in the past. Some of you are going to actually end up with a person from the past, so someone you've already been with. And then the other piece is that you still have to achieve something in terms of school or career before before you move forward in this love relationship. And we have the Knight of Wands. So Sag, Leo, or Aries, secondary transits in air, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. Now this person in some way is coming in. I can see what's going on. So basically, I think that what the High Priestess is saying, right, open your perspective, see a bigger picture. You have to connect with someone in the past. I have a feeling that that situation in some way left you rattled, or really kind of you had a hard time dealing with it because it was sort of your weak point. So it really messed you up on some level, like emotionally or something. And maybe now you've grown to learn some skills to cope with those types of situations. And now you're more ready to interact with that person or in that situation. So this is kind of like a testing period in which you are growing in your social skills to be able to handle different situations at a different level. Then there's the Three of Pentacles, which means that you definitely have to achieve something to do with work. And then we have the Knight of Staffs. Now we call him the Big Dipper, right? Like he likes to dip on situations. Dipping means leaving. He likes to ghost people. He likes to come and go at his free choice. Now he's coming straight for the High Priestess, right? And High Priestess is an aspect of yourself. So this Knight of Staffs in some way is coming in to challenge your stability with regard to these past situations, how you feel about the past, and also your career. So there's going to be someone who comes in maybe in the intermediate period before you actually settle into a full relationship with someone, who is going to challenge you in some way. Maybe they'll make you trigger feelings of abandonment, you know, because he has that ability to kind of come and go. And so you are going to be challenged and asked to rise above it. So maybe in the past a person like this would have made you really upset. However, I think now you're ready and you're more self-secure, self-confident to be able to, like, she knows, she sees him, right? She's not ignorant. She sees that he's coming straight for her. She sees that he's coming straight at her, and she's like, okay, well, I have all these other things going on. I know exactly what you're up to. I know exactly. It's not even that he's up to something, it's more like that's his character. And once you deal with a person like this, once you mature and you kind of deal with like the emotional fallout of being treated like this the first time, you start looking at those people saying, okay, well, you know, that's your MO, that's how you handle things, that's not fair to me, so I'm not going to let this affect me. So I think that there will be someone who's coming in some way to kind of stir up kind of things that have maybe not, I wouldn't say hurt you in the past, but were difficult for you to deal with in the past. This person will kind of try to breadcrumb you, like give you, like string you along a bit, try to make you go along with their agenda. But I think you have other things going on, and I think that this person from the past is going to come in. If it's not a person from a past, it's going to be someone who's new, who's like a person from the past. So, you know, a relationship that didn't work out, you're going to get like a second chance at it. You're going to get but it may be with someone new. But that person is going to have similar qualities to that person. So maybe you knew someone when you were like 12 or 13, totally not ready for a serious relationship, and you thought that person was perfect. You grew up, you went to college, you got a job and all this stuff, and now a person like that is coming back into your life. It may not be the same person as to when you were 12, but it is another person who has similar qualities, similar values, that kind of thing. And in the meantime, you're going to put up with the Dipper, and it's going to be a time in which you're going to be like, okay, I'm not going to let this affect me. You can come in, you can do this and that, but that's not going to be a part of my reality, because your challenge here is to see the bigger perspective. You're looking for the long term. You're looking for not having your time wasted. You have other things going on. You're emotionally much more rich, much more confident. And so I think that this time around, when a person like this comes in, whether you know them already or not, it's not going to be so upsetting. So these are my cards. They're called Zenorman. So we have the mice. Yeah, so someone in the past had taken your time, taken your energy, you know, strung you along, used you for intimate purposes without ever. And so this happens a lot to people, so don't feel like you're the only one. It happened because you didn't have enough of your own stuff going on, and now you have more of your own stuff going on, so you feel more confident, you feel more grounded in who you are. So I feel like now it's time for you to prove to the world and to yourself that this is not going to be a reality. Then we have namaste. So this isn't like a battle, this isn't a fight. Namaste represents the divinity in you is acknowledging the divinity in me, right? So it's a very respectful, respectable way of interacting. It's about valuing your skills, and it's about valuing your past experiences and feeling strong by them. Here is your next card. We have the Anchor. See, you're moving towards something that you truly want. This is also an aspect of you, though, right? So the Knight of Staffs, it can mean a lot of things. Some Knights of Staffs are awesome, amazing, right? And the nice side of the Knight of Staffs, excuse me, the Knight of Staffs is that he knows exactly which way to go in order to assure his goals, in order to assure what he wants to achieve. And the Anchor card represents where you're going, right? So I feel like in some way you're setting off on a path, and this is, you're going to meet someone like this, and then that's going to be also you taking a diversion, knowing exactly where your goal is, and respectfully and with a full heart, not feeling victimized, not feeling bad about things, moving forward towards some kind of good outcome. So we have the Light Field, one of my favorite cards in this deck. This is my favorite oracle deck. It's called the Journey of Love Oracle. You guys can get it at my Amazon store. It's 70 cards of awesome, just straight up. So we have the Light Field. Okay, so I think, you know, I really feel like you didn't necessarily, it may have been traumatic in the sense that it was difficult to deal with, but you definitely, the situation is common. Like, I don't feel like it's an uncommon situation that you were in through. Basically, it's a part of a learning process to stand up for yourself. And I think that whatever was lost or changed in that transition of you self-actualizing yourself, growing into yourself a bit more, that was in a field in which you had a lot of opportunity, you had a lot of goals, you had a lot of blessings that were coming to you. And I feel like even if you had lost something, like a bit of time, you know, maybe a wrinkle or two, whatever happened that caused you some stress, you were still supported by the universe. And this is why the High Priestess sort of doesn't care, because she sees the big picture in things. So she's not so bothered. Here is the next message. We have the breaking. So this is you breaking through, like I said, breaking through, getting it, knowing exactly which way to go. Some of you are going to reconnect with someone of the past. I feel like very strongly, number one, that this person from the past is coming in closer and closer. It's not in this reading per se, so I think that they're still growing up to do. Even if you're 60, there's still some things that you have to accomplish before this is coming in. But it's almost like you can imagine like a train off in the distance in the mountains, and it's coming around, you know, through the hills, and you can see it sometimes on a mountain going across, but it's still like half an hour away. So it's like it's a little bit off still, but I can sense the trains coming in. So, and that's the Anchor too. Something's coming in. You have to kind of finalize your lessons, finalize the things that you're doing in terms of work and in terms of these types of situations, make some changes. And I think that this relationship will be coming in very soon. But it's a lot about you kind of getting it. And then like, I get it. I see the bigger picture. So hey girl, hey. Hopefully you guys like that. That ran a little bit long, but it's worth it. And so I hope that was exciting for you. It looked like a really wonderful set of circumstances. A little bit frustration at first. So I sensed like this was a frustrating step, but that's okay. You can get through it. Okay? So good luck. Make sure to comment and like the video. This is a new channel, so subscribe separately. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the app and the meditation. Take care. Okay, so now we're going to do number 2. Hey girl, hey. Let's take a look at your cards. So we start off with the tarot, and make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. This is a separate channel, so this is going to be dedicated just to pick a card. Let's see your card. So we have the Ace of Wands. So right away, this tells me that your circumstances have a lot to do with intimacy and the way that you enter into intimacy with others. Now, this could be physical intimacy or it could be emotional intimacy, but it's the way that you lead into situations that is changing or that needs to change in some way. Let's see, the Magician. Okay, so I feel like you come from a place in which a lot was handed to you. I feel like you come from a place in which you were greatly supported by someone who was in some way funneling energy into your hands. Somebody was helping you along the path. You were supported. And so I feel like you had, even if it was a little hard, there was constantly the support of someone. So if you needed something, if you really wanted something, it was possible for you to achieve it. Now, this does not mean that you could go shopping, at Chanel every day. No, but within reason, within your abilities or within your financial constraints or your social constraints, a lot of the things that you needed in one way or another you could achieve. So for example, like you wanted a dog, so your family helped you get a dog, that kind of thing. It may not be exactly what you wanted, so maybe you wanted a car, so maybe you didn't get a Ferrari, but maybe you got like another car, maybe you got a Honda or a Toyota, whatever. So you came from a place in which you received what you wanted fairly easily. You had access to things, and someone specifically was helping you achieve those things. And maybe an aspect of yourself was always able to create something for yourself, more opportunity. Let's see the next message. So we have the Knight of Cups, a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. There was a false friend who came into your life. This was a karmic. And so this person in some way came in offering a lot of things. Woo woo, rah rah, I think this person was motivated by physical intimacy. I think this person wants to be something that they were not. And I think that you may have bought into this person's kind of illusions, And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. So I feel like you're still processing and finding closure for a situation in which someone was pretending to be the magician, but you ended up single. Now you ended up with the Nine of Pentacles. That's not so bad. You held your own, but I feel like you're still kind of processing the shock that someone came in and was offering all of these things to you, and in fact they weren't exactly what you were so used to. They were more work. They were not as forthcoming. It's not that you're looking for an easy ride. You're willing to reciprocate. And this is the Nine of Pentacles. You still have a lot to give. But I think this person is very like fair weather friend kind of energy. He comes and he goes, or she comes or goes in whatever direction feels the easiest or is convenient, that kind of thing. Astrologically, this is Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, secondarily Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, but that's less of an issue. More of the fact is that he's offering up cups wherever. This could have been a cheater also. So if you were in a cheating situation, this person could have been kind of pulling the wool over your eyes, as they said. So it's kind of in some way you were used to something, this person played the part, and then you had the rude awakening and you ran away with all your coin. Good. But in some way I think that you're still processing like how do you get back to this? How do you get back to stable relationships with people who are forthright? This almost feels like having a father or a mother who's very, very able to help and support you in your goals and your dreams. So if you want to go to school or if you want to travel, that was always available to you in some way within moderation, right? But there was you came from a place where creativity was celebrated and you could really become who you want. And that part of you was celebrated and supported. And I think that maybe your experience with people outside of your family has been marked with people who speak the talk but don't walk the walk. And in some way, I think that you're coming to realize, and I'll tell you the real tea, I think you're coming to realize that you're going to do this for yourself. So I think that until you get really firm in doing this for yourself, the Nine of Pentacles, like I don't need no Knight of Cups giving me stuff. I have everything I need. So he's kind of taken out of the equation altogether. So we have the Ace of Wands, the Magician, and the Nine of Pentacles, you. So I feel like it's self-sufficiency that you are achieving. Now that doesn't mean that there's not going to be love, but I think that what you're looking for in terms of love, or what you need to look for right now, is much more to do with, you know, removing this kind of BS out of the picture, and then waiting for the right opportunity to come through, one that reciprocates and gives you energy. You know, not only false promises. This is a person who is, you know, I had a client, and I had a couple actually comments to do with, like, do I solicit bad action from other people? No. People who do this kind of stuff look for the blind spots in others. So they see what you're looking for, they see your goodwill, and they see the financial opportunity or the physical opportunity, and so they play the part. And oftentimes they're deluded themselves, so if you ask them about it, they're not gonna understand. So just be aware of all that and don't stress out. You're coming out of this on a high point, and I think this is more about the realization within your own mind that you can do things for yourself, and in some way you're no longer going to be, you're becoming more aware, and you're no longer going to be looking for this from other people. When it and then it'll happen for you anyway, because you're that type of person. So it's like, once you stop looking for it, and once you start taking care of things for yourself even more than you do now, or realize that you're already doing it for yourself, so why are you telling yourself to look for it in other people, then a person's going to come in, and they're going to offer that kind of support, support you in your skills, support you in your strengths, and help you, you know, kind of carry on. And you're going to help them too. It's not going to be one-sided. So I think like a bit of shyness because of a crappy situation, but that's okay. So we have the Cross. That's like a duty or responsibility. This is like who you are at the core. And this is what I was actually just saying about who you are is not going to change, and you're going to get that ultimately. But I think the way to get that supportive, helpful energy is not try to find it in others, but find it in yourself. And when you're reinforcing that while you're doing that for yourself, then those people will come in. Let's see your next message. We have the Dharma card. So all these cards, these two cards are actually very similar. So this is, sometimes the cross is meant like in a negative sense, but I don't read it that way. Excuse me. I read it as some kind of like opportunity. I read it as a commitment to something, and dharma is an intrinsic commitment to who you are. So I feel like you were meant to have this experience to realize that that's your strength. You know, it's not only your family that supports you, you support yourself. You are an aspect of your own family. And the moon is different in the Lenormand than in the tarot. It means great success is coming to you. So in some way, your experience with this person or individuals like this, I think it's a whole bunch of individuals like this who you've had the unfortunate pleasure or fortunate pleasure. It's fortunate because it helps you to be successful. This is a card of success. This is a card of notoriety. This is a card of being famous. So famous for your skill, famous for who you are. You know, sometimes they say it's lonely at the top, but it's also very empowering to be at the top because you are your own custodian. You don't answer to anyone, and you show through everything that you're made of. It's a very self-actualized place. And so the moon is saying that this person or these people who gave you so many troubles by lying about who they are actually taught you how to shine brighter. You know, you're the light in the darkness. Okay, my favorite deck, it's in the description if you're interested, the Choice. So I think that, yeah, so I think it's maybe you in some way, and this is like really getting into it on like a psychological level, take it if it makes sense for you and leave it if it doesn't. But I feel like in some way you initially refused to kind of vibe at this level and like be self-empowered and all that. In some way you kind of took a step back. Your choice was to look for it in other people, and that happens a lot because of social dynamics. Like the world wants especially women to be subservient to men, so there's like a strong narrative, like look for a nice husband who takes care of you and this and that. And so maybe at some level you started kind of being I don't know, pressured by society and people to kind of look for the strength you have within yourself and others. And so it's you kind of coming to realize that maybe that choice was not well informed, that you come from a really good background, that you come from with really good morals and beliefs, and you can create that for yourself. Let's see your next card. We have the Seed of the Heart. So, you know, people aren't necessarily good or bad. Ultimately, someone who, you know, is creating a lot of illusion can have a lot of truthful experiences or deductions that you can pull out of that situation as well. So maybe with the bad, with the illusionary, with the stuff that you had to defend yourself against, there was a little part of truth in it as well. So maybe the beginning of the self-confidence, the beginning of even more self-confidence, because you can say to me like, oh, Varush, like, I really have a lot of self-confidence. Yeah, but it's about more. It's about, like, it's like an onion. It's like more and more, like a flower petal blooming, like more and more and more self-confidence, more and more and more success. And I think that you'll get a lot of these people coming through, and they're going to be coming at you in different ways. You know, lots of emotional offers, lots of dating if you want to date, lots of friends. Lots of people are going to be offering things to you, but it's not going to be about them. It's going to be about you. And as you glow up, as you do more and more, there's going to be more and more people at higher and higher levels, higher vibrations coming in. So in some way, those people have been, you know, sowing those seeds within your heart so that, you know, as you say no to false illusion and as you reinforce who you are, you get more higher and higher vibration people, until the people who are offering you cups, or emotions, friendship, whatever, they're genuinely offering you that support. It's not just a disguise. You'll end up with the Magician for sure. So I hope that you like that. Thank you guys so much for joining me. These ran really long, which I'm so happy with, because I like when it does that. That's all I have to say for now, but let me know how you like the Pick a Card channel down below. I love it. So that's all. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon, okay? Bye. Okay, so now we're going to move on to number 3, okay? Hi, number 3. First of all, make sure to subscribe to this channel. It's separate from my other channel, so this is a way for us to do Pick a Card and not get swarmed by the monthly readings. And make sure to hit the notification bell as well. Okay, so number 3. What's going to make your love life better? Let's see your first card. Boom, the Ace of Cups. So it looks like you're getting a lot of offers to do with emotion that are being brought into your life. There's a lot of like soliciting you to love something or someone. So hey girl, hey, not bad. And then we have the King of Cups, a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Secondary transits in fire, Sag, Leo, or Aries. So I feel like you're attaining a new level of love from someone who's ready to love, from someone who's looking for something solid, a good commitment, someone who has a good heart. I wonder where this will go, because I do think there's an offer on the table. If you're already in a relationship, then your partner's looking to make it go deeper, whether they're a man or a woman. Boom, the Star. Holy crap. This is a big reading, hey? Wow. The other ones were more lecture readings, number 1 and 2 so far. But this is more like love is on its way to you, like super fast. We'll see what the last card is before I run my mouth. 4 of Wands? Are you kidding me? Oh my God. And the way that I shuffled those and laid those down was like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I shuffled more and did 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, somebody's offering you love and marriage. You know, there's a soulmate connection going on here. It's really deep. And I feel like that connection has already started for sure. The Ace of Cups. And remember, my reading is timeless, so you can watch this anytime. A soulmate-based connection that's going to lead to happiness and mutual growth. I think this is a soulmate. This could be a twin flame. This is someone who has a very deep ability to love and connect on an emotional level. I feel as though this is a very altruistic connection in which both people are mesmerized by the potential of happiness and love. It's really deep. Let's see your cards, your oracle. So we have the heart. I can't make this shit up. Okay, so we have the heart. I just think that I think your heart was open and somebody was willing to receive, you know, like I think someone saw that your heart was open and they were like, oh, I'm a King of Cups. I get that about you. I get that you have such an altruistic sense of being. And I think that that led to a synchronicity of experiences that led you to a very happy home, very happy situation. Let's see your next card. This is really... Are you serious? Okay. So then we have commitment. Commitment, deepening relationship, and the butterfly, which is an extra card in my deck. This is the Zenorman deck, and this deck is not published yet for public, but the butterfly means personal transformation. I feel as though there's a drastic shift in a relationship and in who you are. This relationship is going to open you up. You're going to become more in yourself. If whatever you do is going to be heightened, this person supports you, cares for you. I think that there's so your heart was open, and I think many of you had spent a lot of time healing and dealing with feelings from the past and really being good. So you started off as like a full reset, feeling really, really good about who you are. And I think this King of Cups showed up, and he can be any sign. And this person saw that about you. And I think that that was an instant connection, because I think this person was looking for someone who had reached a level of self-mastery or had healed themselves to such a level. I think this person comes with a past of like being in less than perfect situations, which actually really held him back from being who he fully is. So I feel like this King of Cups had come from a place in which he was getting hurt for being so open. He was around people who were hurt, and hurt people hurt. So he was getting hurt by others, and I think that he saw the altruism in your expression of the self, and I think that he saw that like this is home. This is what feels like a good connection. And I feel as though there was a commitment to a star, Aquarius. And I feel like possibly this is Aries, this is Aquarius. I don't remember this. I think this is like Mercury in Leo, something like that. No. This is, Four of Wands is, it's in a fire sign. I don't remember. You guys can look it up. But I feel like this person had that initial heart-based connection, and I feel as though there was an immediate need to probe, to look at something deeper, and I feel like there was a commitment to an Aquarius or soulmate that allowed for transformation and maybe marriage. So I feel like this person in some way had led into, I think this person is leading you both into, let me see, letting you into a committed relationship. And I think that this is a personal transformation for you both. So I think that until now you have been waiting for your life to change or to be a different person. You knew that if you would be with the right person, you could be a different way, right, than you are now. Like you could grow into yourself a bit more. You had taken care of all your own things. You had taken care of the way that you handle things, of who you are. But I feel like you knew that when you met the other person, when you connected with the other person, you could really go for it and expand in the direction that you want to expand. There were things that you were unable to do before that you can do now. And that personal transformation, the commitment, the fact that you are soulmates, in some ways leading you into a relationship. The Four of Wands is the marriage card. So it typically has like people standing under four wands, but here there's a house, a castle in the distance, and the four trees growing up. So I feel like, yeah, I feel like this is long-term commitments, planning for long-term commitments, and commitments that change who you are, change who the other person is. Here is the next message. So we have acceptance. So it's like acceptance of life as it is, beholding someone else, seeing the love connection between you and someone else, really understanding that you're in the right place, not being shy to go after what you want, and really knowing who you are and what you are looking for. And then we have Shakti energy, which is the primordial feminine, intimate energy. So there's when you make this connection, it's a soulmate connection. When you make this really deep connection, it's expressed through our intimacy, right? But it's very pure and healthy here. So it's like, it's almost like the transformation happens because that connection was made, and that connection empowers you to be of yourself, which only reinforces the relationship. So you get closer and closer with this person, and there's nothing unhealthy here. There's nothing bad. This is, I think, probably like an ideal spread. If you're looking for love. So it's really hard to describe except to say keep doing what you're doing, keep an open heart. You've been doing the work that you needed to do, and I think very slowly or very soon you're going to have this connection with this person. Whether they're a man or a woman, I think that you're really stepping into who you are, and you're healed, and now you're moving forward into a very specific direction. And it's like the main thing is that you just need to don't be shy, like you're doing what you're doing. Don't hold back in what you're doing, because everything is fine. And it's all about your personal transformation as your intimacy, as your Shakti energy, whether you're a man or a woman, becomes activated. You step more and more into this, and your surroundings, your home, your community, anything around you is growing. There's just you're very fertile right now with creativity or otherwise, right? Like there's creativity, fertility, it's spring, everything's blossoming, and I think that you're heading into something very serious. If you chose this, most likely this is a real sign of like a close relationship or a romantic relationship that's really solid. Now this could be honeymoon period. I don't mean to worry anyone, but I don't want to misguide anyone either. So this could be a honeymoon period where we get a peak of this perfection and you're mesmerized. But I think that whatever's going on is pretty on point here. So hey girl, hey, or hey boy, hey, whoever's reading this, like go after the person you love, because I think that that's the synergy of this is just so tightly knit here. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. I'm really surprised by this spread. Just Four of Wands, the Star, King of Cups, and Ace of Cups. It's a pretty intense and direct movement forward, right? Into the right connection or to the right situation. Okay, so let's see the next messages. We're going to take a look at number 4. Hi, number 4. Thank you guys so much for waiting. So number 3's was pretty amazing. There was not much feedback except keep doing what you're doing because you're doing something right. Hopefully your guys is the same. Let's take a look at your message. We have, boom, the 10 of Cups. Okay, so the 10 of Cups is love, right? Love and relationships, a deep sensual connection between yourself and someone else. This is an established relationship. We're talking about established relationships with family, with loved ones, with a partner. Let's see your next card, the 9 of Swords. You're having a hard time leaving family behind. You are having a hard time leaving behind relationships with your parents, siblings, and you feel a lot of guilt around how things have gone and about doing things for yourself. I know that personal feeling very much. I live in Vancouver because of family. So I live in Canada because of family. I wouldn't live here in any other reason. And so sometimes we get bound by primary relationships to a place or a situation, and you feel the need that you want to leave. You feel the need that this is not for you, but you have this love. And you know, for a long time, and I'll have to say I'm in my 30s, but in my 20s I was really like, it was a frustrating decision, but I always made that decision to stay where I'm living. And I think that coming into my 30s, well into my 30s now, I really feel like that love kept me here, and it felt like a curse, you know, that I had to stay here. I live under Pluto and Mars in my chart in astrology. There's a lot of reasons why I shouldn't be here, but that love keeps me here. And it's actually, when I reflect on it at a later age, it's like it kept me safe, if that makes sense. It kept me safe from being somewhere where I shouldn't be, where it may have felt like an adventure, may have felt like somewhere to be. But I think in some way I came to realize, and I think this is the solution to your 9 of Swords, that's why I'm sharing. I came to realize, and especially I came to realize that you feel the urge to leave, and I still feel the urge to leave. But when I really take assessment of it, I'm not sure if that's me kind of rattling at the walls of my cage, you know, but also at the same time, it's the love is the thing. It doesn't necessarily mean holding on to. In some ways, there are unexpected ways in which the love that you have with your family, or the love that you have with the people around you, is actually keeping you where you need to be, even though you may not feel that way right now. Let's look a little bit deeper. So we have the 10 of Wands. There's something that you have to do that will take a lot of effort, and I think that this 9 of Swords has to do with the 10 of Cups here, dealing with like a relationship, like I said, commitment to a family. But there's a lot you have to do moving forward. And this isn't being worried about all the stuff that you do. I think the advice is you need to kind of get out of your worrying state and start paying attention to what's coming, because it's almost like a tsunami of events that's coming straight at you that is going to be very immersive. It's going to be very intense for you to deal with. And so I feel like the 9 of Swords is you feeling worried or concerned about this dynamic, about you it's feeling like anxiety. I'm picking it up very clearly. It's like you want to go, but you love these people or whoever. It might be a relationship, it might be a romantic relationship, and you love this person, but I think that you feel like you want to go somewhere else, and it's making you really feel guilty, or maybe you have an opportunity somewhere else. But I think what's coming up is going to reconcile these feelings. So as quickly as possible, I think your call to action is to, in some way, reconcile those feelings and move forward in some direction, and start facing all the things that you have to do. Boom. And then we have the Empress. So, you know, mother yourself, you know, becoming a mother yourself, becoming a wife yourself, finding your wife. All these things are happening here. So I feel like I feel like this is really sweet, this Nine of Swords and this Ten of Cups, because you love your parents so much. You love your mama so much. You love your dad so much. You love your siblings so much. You love your hometown so much. You know, it can be something to do with that kind of thing, that you're having but you know it's not right for you. You know it's not right. And what's coming is a whole bunch of things that you're going to have to take care of anyway. So you're kind of spinning your wheels because you're anticipating all of these things coming in, and you feel guilt about moving on, but this makes you this, right? So by doing all this Ten of Wands, you become the Empress, or you find the Empress if you marry women, if you love women, and in some way you have to go through this step to get back to this. So in other words, don't worry about releasing these people so much, because what you're about to go through is going to transform your life, or transform you to be this anyway. So you're recycling it. It's a return back to innocence. Remember that song? Somebody linked that in the comment section. It's Enigma, I think. It's a beautiful song. So anyway, so in other words, don't worry so much. That sense of worry. Let go of the worry and live your life. Live the things that are going to preoccupy you. Very soon you're going to be busy, and you're going to get so busy that you're not going to even notice to worry. And as you become busy, you'll become this, or you'll find this, and essentially you're going to go straight back to the Ten of Cups. So it's kind of like you have to go through these steps to reconcile these feelings, because a part of you knows you have to go forward. That's the guilt, because you don't want to leave this behind, but you know you have to go forward because on some level, some intuitive level, you know that this is actually this, right? So you can't get here without doing this. So in some way you have to go through this process. And frankly, my parents would be happy if I go anywhere, do anything, that kind of thing. But so it's like, it's more about me feeling heavy about it rather than them feeling heavy about it. They know this process. So wherever you're at, you could be 70 when watching this. You're hesitant to let something go of the past, but through the events in the upcoming time, you're actually going to reach back straight and bring something in. So it's like the prodigal son goes out into the world, achieves something, comes back home, and it's full circle. The tarot has been called like the journey of the fool. So it's like the whole return of the fool back home again, enriched by their life. Beautiful message. So yeah, you gotta forge forward, number 4. Then we have the House. Yeah, I told you, community. House represents home, community, family. Here, I'll show you guys a little closer. These cards are not out yet, but this is my deck called Lenormand. And so, yeah, so you have this, you don't want to leave your community behind. You don't want to leave your tribe behind. And they are your tribe, You're going to have an opportunity that comes to you. I know there's an opportunity that's coming to you that you feel really guilty about. It may be something involving travel. You may have to travel. I definitely sense distance. There's going to be distance as a part of this equation that you're having a real hard time to process. And then we have the Fish, success in business. So I think that like you're going to come into some money, real success in money. And I think that that's going to reinforce, you're going to bring it back straight home, and then possibly bring it back with a relationship. So it's like, do these as soon as possible, because like sitting here feeling, I understand what this is, and I think the message is like you intuitively know this is coming, but you don't have the foresight to yet know that where you're going is going to actually lead you back home. So you're nervous because you truly love where you come from, and you truly are not necessarily willing to put that on the line. But what this is saying is that you're not putting anything on the line. They intuitively know already what you're up to. And I think where the opportunity that's coming in, that's going to in some way take you away for a little bit, is going to actually connect you with opportunity and success that you're going to end up bringing back home, you know, so that home is never jeopardized, although I think you feel like it is, and that's holding you back. So you need to kind of get into the feeling of accepting that nothing's being held back. So go live your life. The ancient ones, this is like family lineage card, the ancestors, right? So this is you being called out. You can even see this figure. Look at the bear. It's like the light is streaming straight on her. And if you did the meditation before doing this, this is like the visual, right, from that meditation with the light streaming straight down onto the fairy. So that's the energy. There's an opportunity coming straight down into this person. And then we have the man of earth, the woman of the sky. So yeah, I think that this is someone who supports you to grow beyond who you are. And I think that whether this is a man or a woman, this is the foundation from which you begin and from which you blossom. So you have to have those experiences in order to enrich your life. So, you know, Gaia was the earth goddess and Uranus was the sky god. And he came down onto Gaia and he forcibly had a relation with her and produced all the titans, all the gods. That's the ancient story, right? And so finally Saturn, I think, was born, and he castrated Uranus, and Uranus bounced off of Gaia and became earth and sky, right? So Uranus is the sky, but here it's inverted, the man of the earth, the woman of the sky. So in some way I think that relationship is being balanced out, that imbalance, because that's a huge trauma. Like if you believe in ancient stories and how they in some way communicate power dynamics that we live through and we grow by, this is a card that's saying that's being, so in some way maybe we all are joined lineage or joined history or heredity or our joined story is to revert that ancient story, the primordial story. It's helping it transform. And so in some way the woman of the sky, the empress Gaia, right, we are all living, all human women or men are living through that story of inversion, allowing for the empowerment of women, allowing for the, you know, the power dynamic to shift. And maybe that's the human story of women regaining the power and true equality becoming a reality. So this man of earth, woman of the sky, it's like Gaia was the earth goddess and Uranus was the sky, right? So maybe in some way, man of the earth, Uranus becomes the earth and woman becomes the sky, Gaia becomes the sky. So it's this inversion, like the step you have to take to transform, to bring greater balance into your family. Sorry that got metaphysical, but it's the hard work we all are doing. It's all of our dharma. It's all of our dharma. Here I have a card to show you. It's from a previous reading, but maybe I can find it. So it's all of our dharma, right? Dharma represents what we have to do. This is why I put out so many readings, because it's my dharma. I've been literally doing this for like non-stop since I was a teenager. So the thing is that, and for free, like it was just, I was obsessed with it. All my university education, hand of cards, dharma, like the thing you have to do, because when you're really in tune, fortunately I've been in tune with my purpose for a really long time. And sometimes it's been very hard journey to really understand and to do certain things. Sorry about my throat. And I feel like I'm reading during a retrograde, even though Mercury retrograde, even though it's Mercury retrograde. This is a timeless reading, but still, I feel like this for you, I'm doing a lot of reflecting in this reading that I think is for you, number 4. But I think what it means is like the hard work that you have to do that sometimes you don't understand, and maybe sometimes external factors like me telling you it's okay, like you have to go through this might be a part of a bigger picture that in turn actually connects you even deeper to your ancestors. That's what I think. I hope you enjoy the reading. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I will talk with you guys soon. Take care. Bye.